is Michael Villar. I work at Nevell Group Incorporated, and I am the Lean Director here. My call sign in the military was LoJack. So we were on a training exercise up in Sacramento, California. We flew up there. I was a pilot, and my roommate and I thought, oh, hey, let's go into San Francisco for the night just to go hang out. Well, we thought, because we looked at the flight schedule, the next day we weren't supposed to be scheduled until noon. Well, our commanding officer called for a meeting at like 8 in the morning and we weren't back yet. So they had to activate the LoJack to find me. So as the Lean Director, my responsibility is to develop training and to give that training, and then to do follow-on application of the training to help make our crews more efficient and more effective out in the field. So I've developed a certification program that's in-house here at Nevell Group, where we do training for project managers, project engineers, foremen, and leadmen as well. And I teach them things like how to reduce waste out in the field, how to increase productivity, how to plan better, and then I go out and see that they're actually applying the training that I gave them. And Lean is becoming more and more of a requirement on all of our jobs. General contractors are requiring us to have Lean practices in place to prove that we're going to be as efficient and effective as we can be. So some of it is just makes sense for us to do that, but others, it is required on some of our jobs to participate in Lean practices. So I go out and make sure that we're meeting those requirements. So I've been here for 3 years. I started in this industry with a competitor of ours. I got into Lean and Lean Six Sigma when I was in the military. And then from there, I moved into a couple of different industries. But I love working here at NGI. One is because the foremen that I get to work with, not all of them, but most of them, I see a transition in the way that they think about running their crew, which to me is very motivating. When I see a foreman that came to me with, oh, I'm not doing that Lean stuff. I've been running work forever, I don't need that. And then, maybe a year later, I'm working with them and they're open to it. And oh God, this has really changed the way that I do work. That keeps me coming back and keeps me motivated. I mean, even now, I'll get phone calls from guys that I worked with like 5 years ago at our competition, and they'll call me and say, hey Mike, just want to let you know, I run work exactly the way that you taught us, and I'm going to continue to do that even though that you're not here anymore. So that really motivates me when I see that. And then I also am challenged by the folks that don't want to do it at all and resist completely. Because not everything can be easy, right? And it's okay if you're resisting what we're trying to do, and hopefully eventually I can make some progress with those guys as well. So building and helping our foremen, project managers, project engineers see work differently really motivates me, and I enjoy that type of work. I spend most of my time on job sites, so I'll get there at their morning huddle, because it is something that I've put in place, is we require a morning huddle with all of our crew. So when I go to visit a job site, I make sure I'm there for the huddle so that I can see how those things are being applied, because we'll do training on how to run those huddles and how to do planning and what they should be doing to ensure that their crew is ready for the day. And so I need to be there to ensure that those are happening. So I'll go check on our crews. So it's probably 3 to 4 times a week that I'm going to be at a job site in the morning to go to those huddles. And they'll start at different times depending on the job. Some start at 6, some start at 6:30, some start at 7, depending on when they can start. Some start at 5. Most of them are 6:30, which is not terrible for me. But I get to go to, like I said, every job. So I get to pick and choose which jobs I want to go to. And some of them mean that I'll get on a plane and go up to Northern California and go visit some of those jobs, which I love. I'm from that area, so for me, going up to Northern California is easy and fine for me. Now we're adding Las Vegas, so I've got no problem going there. Anytime they need me, I'll go to Las Vegas to go check out the jobs there. So my day starts there, and now I'm going to coach the foreman on how they're running those meetings. And then right after those meetings, we'll walk the job to ensure that the crew is actually set up, because we just had a meeting where we talked to them about, here's your task and here's your goal for the day, and are you set up to hit your goal? Do you have everything that you need? Well, now we go and observe to make sure that that's actually happening, that they are really set up. The first hour of the day out in the field is the critical hour, because we want to make sure that they're going to be successful for the rest of their 8-hour day, right? And that happens the very first thing in the morning. You can see, do they have a clear path to get their work done? Do they have all their tools, their equipment, their material? Is everything working properly, right? Do they have everything to be successful for the day? And are they going to hit the goal that we just gave them 5 minutes ago in the meeting? We want to make sure that those things are happening, because if we don't do that every day and ensure that they're going to be successful for that day, then that means they won't hit their goal for the week, which means the foreman can't deliver his goal for the month that he's promised the general contractor that we're going to do. So it's a chain of events that occurs, and it occurs one sheet at a time, one stud at a time, one screw at a time, right? Those things add up to us being able to hit the day. So the morning is the critical time, and that's where I'll go visit the jobs, and I'm usually there for, I don't know, maybe 2 hours or so. I don't spend all day there because I want to get out of their way so that they can get the rest of their day done, because if I'm there too long, then they feel like they have to, take care of me and make sure that they're listening to the questions I have, and I don't want to get in their way. And then I'll either go back to the job for a midday check to make sure that we're still on track, or I'll come to the office and get paperwork done or meetings that I have to do. And then, my day, because I start so early, I'm usually done by 3:30 or 4 o'clock, which is kind of nice. Unless I do training, because I train all of our teams in this, well, then my training is a little bit of a longer day, but it's not terrible. I enjoy the work that I do, so being here is perfectly fine. I have a good balance in the number of hours I'm spending at work and the number of hours I'm spending at home with my family doing other things. We're in the people business, right? And building relationships with people should be everyone's goal, right? I think no matter what industry that you're in, right, we shouldn't be working in isolation of each other. And so that truly does inspire me, and something I really love about NGI is the people that you get to work with. This job in particular, I was at one of our competitors, working as a lead manager there for them for about 3 years. But one of our VPs here, Greg Thomas, who's a VP down in San Diego, his daughter and my son have been best friends since like the first grade. So I've known Greg for years. And when I first started at our competitor, Greg was unsure, like, what is this lean stuff that you're doing? Like, what does this mean? And I tried to explain it to him. He's like, oh, that doesn't sound like something that we do. Well, Chris Taylor, who's our president here currently, he came from a company that they also did lean there. So when he came here to Nevell Group, he had already had a concept that this is something that he wanted to roll out here. Well, fast forward, 2.5 years after being at our competitor, I'm with Greg because I see him socially, and hey, I'm thinking about leaving this company now, and I'm thinking about moving on to other things. He's like, oh, that's funny that you should say that. I just talked to Chris Taylor, and we're trying to think about rolling lean out, so maybe the timing here is good. So I interviewed with Chris, and things went really well, and they were starting their program here, which is the main reason I came here. Was at our competitor, we started to kind of reach kind of the end of what they wanted to do with lean, and here it was completely new. And I knew that that was going to come with lots of challenges, but I also knew that I wanted to be challenged, right? Because now we're coming to a place where they're starting their lean journey from the very beginning, and really only a few people knew anything about it, one being Chris Taylor. And so that really motivated me to come so that I can start my own program completely new from the beginning and then move it forward. So success or failure was all on me, which is what I like, that challenge to do that. So that's how I made my way here to Nevell Group. We hire lean leads, which we just kind of made up here. And really what that is an opportunity for somebody that maybe doesn't have a degree or doesn't have any experience, but just shows work ethic to somebody within NGI that they want to recommend. And normally it's a relative or a friend or somebody close to them that says, hey, I have my son or my nephew or my niece or my neighbor, great guy, really would do well here, will fit us culturally, but they don't have the experience that they need in order to get into the industry. Well, we'll interview them and hire them as a lean lead, and that's their starting ground. That's how they can get into not only the industry, but into Nevell Group as well. And they can show that, hey, I've got what it takes to be a project engineer and eventually a project manager. I love that. And they work directly for me, all the lean leads do. So we get folks that will come to us that just are looking for an opportunity. And so for somebody that's starting new, look for an organization that's going to give you that chance, but there's runway in front of you to grow. And that's exactly what this position is. You're not going to be a lean lead for more than a year. Probably most of our lean leads are 6 to 8 months. Then they move on to project engineer, and then eventually they'll be project managers. So we know that it's a position that you're not going to stay in very long. We're going to give you the opportunity, and then you're going to grow from there. That's really what you should be looking for if you're new to the industry is, what does the future look like? What do I see myself being in 3, 4, 5 years? Not only for me as an individual, but also the organization itself. Are they continuing to grow? Like here at NGI, like we just expanded into Las Vegas, right? We are increasing our revenue every year. Some people might say it's too aggressive. I happen to like it, right? Especially as an ESOP company, the larger we grow, the better it's going to be for me personally in my future retirement, right? So let's keep growing. I'm fine with that. And so, you know, here at Nevell Group, for somebody that's new to the industry or that's just getting started, this is a great opportunity for you to come, and we have these different positions that you can get started in. You prove yourself, and there's lots of room for you to grow over the next 5, 10 years. Oh gosh, I wanted to be the second baseman for the San Francisco Giants, like every other kid, right? So I grew up in San Francisco, so you know, that was like a big dream of mine. But then when I got realistically speaking, I did know that I wanted to go into the military, and I wanted to fly helicopters in the military, which is what I ended up doing. I did that for 20 years. I was a helicopter pilot. So, you know, for me, leaving the military and going into my civilian career, I didn't feel like this really desire to prove myself. I've already done something in my life that's pretty special and that's, you know, should be respected. So I'm not looking to like climb a corporate ladder and to like step on people and do all that. I've already done my share of what I was dreamt about doing in my career. And so now here, I'm just enjoying being here and working with people, and so I feel like I'm in a good place personally and spiritually and all that to just enjoy what I do and know that I'm not trying to step on anyone to move up. So yeah, don't be afraid of coming to the construction industry, right? It's a male-dominated industry. It has been for years, but so is the military. And women have been successful in the military, and women are successful in construction. But the industry also has to be mature enough to change their ways to be accepting of different genders, and not just female, right? Those that don't identify with any gender. It's got to be okay. And in this industry, in a male-dominated industry, that's really hard for our guys to change and accept that and to think of that. It's hard enough for women to be on the job site, but imagine as we start getting transgenders and we start getting, you know, non-descriptive genders, like our guys, they struggle with that, and they shouldn't. We should be more mature as an organization and more professional to realize it's just the work. Can we get the work done, right? That's all that we should be measuring folks against. And so, I hope to see more females on our job sites, because it is very rare. At the project management level, it is certainly much more consistent and much more apparent. But in the field itself, the crew, maybe 1 in 200 crew members is a female. Like, it's really, really rare. And it shouldn't be that way, right? And what also needs to happen is at the high school level, it shouldn't be all about college. Like, my daughter right now is a senior in high school, and she's on track to go to a 4-year university. But when you go to any events at the school, it's all about college. Well, what about the trades? Why aren't we identifying that as an excellent opportunity for a career? Why does it have to be a second-rate thing, right? If you're in high school and you don't want to go to college, that should be okay. A great option for you. Come get in the trades, whether you're male or female. Come get in the trades, because you can have a great career, a super satisfying career, build things with your hands, and you can impact the skyline of America. Like, literally, you can walk down the street and say, I helped build that, I helped build that, I helped build that. These buildings are going to be up for 100 years. Your great-grandchildren are going to go into the buildings that you made. It's an awesome thing. I love that about our industry, that we are making buildings that people are going to live in and work in and play in and go to, right? We helped build SoFi Stadium. Like, how cool is that? How cool is that you got to work on that? Well, that should be celebrated at the high school level. You get a chance to work on these awesome buildings with companies like NGI, and you shouldn't feel like I'm doing something wrong because I'm not going to a 4-year school. Like, that, to me, we've got to figure out, how do we encourage folks to go into the trades? That should be a good option, and not just have college fairs at high schools, but there should be trade fairs at high schools, right? To encourage people that you could be a carpenter, a plumber, an electrician, concrete, whatever it is, right? It's a great career. It's something great that you can do with your life. And there's lots of great opportunities for you, whether you're male or female. Sorry, I got on my soapbox there, but that one is a passion for me, right? When I go to my daughter's school and everything is about college. Well, that's great for my daughter, but what about the poor kid that's getting C's in class? Is he done? Right. Is she done? She's not going to be a successful career, right? She's going to, wash dishes her whole life? Of course not, right? There's a great opportunity in the trades that should be celebrated and encouraged as much as it is to college prep classes.